I'm enjoying the music from our intro. Welcome, everyone, to the Tech ChitChat Show. This is episode 13. My name is Ken. You can find me on Northern Viking Everyday and Northern Viking Explorer on YouTube. I am here with my co-host, Stephen Loney, on YouTube and 8-Bit Warrior on Twitter. Good morning, Stephen. I saw you rushing in there with a cup of coffee about 30 seconds ago.
Yes. I was just about to say happy Monday, but it's definitely not Monday, is it?
In the nick of time, you made it with your coffee. You rushed in here. Awesome.
Yes.
Everything's working. Technical difficulties, and but it's all good. You're doing well this morning?
Yeah, I'm doing all right. A little scatterbrained and getting things set up this morning. My computer didn't want to boot this morning.
Oh, that's typical when there's tech stuff.
It's fine. It's fine.
So I'm wearing my first tie-dye shirt.
Does that count?
I've never had a tie-dye shirt before, although my daughter laughs at me because she's like, yeah, of course, it's a Ralph Lauren tie-dye shirt. But it's not a homemade tie-dye shirt.
I thought tie-dye shirts had to be like rainbow colored.
Well, where is it? It says Aloha. I'm reversed in my camera here. It says Aloha, so it makes me want to travel, and it's raining outside. So awesome. No. Something interesting. Yesterday, we both had like a similar day where we made a purchase.
Yes.
Yeah.
Of what? What did you purchase?
Well, it might help with your technical difficulties. Probably not. Well, we'll see if your battery holds up.
Yeah.
we both bought new cameras, but like the versus cameras almost of each other.
I see.
So what did you buy?
So I ordered a Sony A6100.
Yeah.
But I think we both are using the same lens because I also ordered a Sigma lens, which I think you use. So we will be
the 16 millimeter 1.4. Yeah, that's what I'm using right now.
We'll be competing because you got what did you get?
I bought the Canon M6 Mark II. I've got the Canon M6 right now, and the M200, which I'm streaming on right now, but the M6 doesn't have, the old M6 doesn't have clean HDMI with autofocus. So actually, I bought mine on eBay, and you bought yours new. So we'll see. Hopefully mine works. I'm sure it will. I paid enough money for it to work. But
well, one of us is getting it for sure.
Yeah, one of us is getting it for sure. Mine says excellent condition on eBay. That could mean who knows? But I'm sure it'll be good. I saved a couple bucks. So we've got a good show for you guys today. We are going to be talking GoPro, the GoPro rumors. We've got, part of it's not even a rumor anymore. We are going to be talking yesterday's Apple event. We're going to be talking some court battles, weird new graphics cards, and Facebook and glasses. I don't know. There's a lot going on today. So we're excited to get rolling on this Wednesday morning. We've been doing it on Mondays in the past, and I think we're just trying to figure out what day we're going to continue on going forward now that it is fall. But we decided to wait till today because of the Apple news yesterday. So why don't we just get rolling? We're going to start out with GoPro today.
Let's go with GoPro.
We will start out with GoPro. So there's been lots of rumors swirling around about a new GoPro. And yesterday, GoPro dropped the hammer that tomorrow, September 16th, they are going to be announcing a new GoPro. There's a teaser out on YouTube. If you search for it, the GoPro 10, well, it just says 10. We assume it's going to be the GoPro 10. Probably a black. And we don't have any of the specs yet. There's just a teaser. But there has been some leaked specs that came out a few weeks ago. Let me scroll down here. So according to WinFuture, which has accurately leaked the design of GoPro Hero 9 Black last year, there's a bunch of new information on the GoPro Hero 10 Black, and whether these are correct or not we'll find out tomorrow. I'm gonna order one. knowing that GoPro usually releases their GoPro around this time of year, I have a GoPro 8 and 9. I sold my 8 a couple weeks back in preparation for this. So I'm going to go ahead and order this probably tomorrow if that's when I can order it.
Right.
But let me go over some of the specs here that are projected. These are not confirmed yet. And then we'll chat about it. So it looks like it has the new GP2 processor, which people have been clamoring about for a long time now. They want the new GP2 processor. They're saying it'll have 5.3K video at up to 60 frames per second or 4K at 120 frames per second. So that'll be awesome for slow motion, and 2.7K at 240 frames per second. As for the look of it, from what I see, it looks basically identical to the 9, except for the blue decals on it.
Yeah.
So from what I'm seeing, it's just going to be the guts on the inside. And the rumors are saying there's going to be a slight price increase.
Right. Which I think you'd be okay with that, right? For how much?
I think so. Definitely if it's a big jump. It's supposed to have the Hypersmooth 4.0 as well. So the stabilization in it's supposed to get better as well. And I mean, I had a gimbal back for the GoPro Hero 5. When I bought the 8, I haven't touched the gimbal again. The 9 even got better. And now if this is supposed to get better again, it's because the cool thing on the GoPro, like it even has horizon leveling. So clearly they're like, I'm not sure what's popping up there. There we go. The like horizon leveling, I can turn my GoPro at an angle and it'll still film straight if I turn on horizon leveling.
Right.
And even with the mod lens, you can flip it upside down and still record straight. Like,
so does it film like at 2.7K when you have that enabled?
That's a good question. I don't remember which setting I have to have it on for that, but I must use a bigger, like it must just be able to crop it out of a bigger image. So if it's, let's just say it's 4K and you're filming in 1080 and you're filming crooked, it just takes it and straightens it on the 4K somehow.
Yeah, you actually, if you're filming at 1080p, you got quite a bit of room to work with then if it's a 4K base.
Yeah,
like, there's a lot to get. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I've seen some of the footage you've taken with yours with no gimbal and that. You would think you had a gimbal.
Yeah, well, you had a chance to use my GoPro. Actually, that was the 8 this summer when we were filming down at the racetrack. And what were your thoughts on using the GoPro?
Oh, it's so easy to use.
Yeah.
Like, so easy to use. You just have a little thing for your camera equipment and you're good to go.
Yeah.
I mean, with other than that and maybe some source of external audio recording, like, it's so easy. It's such an easy process.
Well, that, and I also have I mean, you can buy the media mod, so you can put on external microphones and all that as well.
Yeah.
So it's become very versatile. I love them for travel. So I'm excited kind of to see what they roll out with this tomorrow. It's
is there any feature? Is there anything specifically that you're looking for?
You know, we've chatted about this in the past. A small camera that's inconspicuous, that gives high quality. I'm willing to pay for a small camera that gives high quality stabilization, everything like that. And I mean, I know it's GoPro's video, but when you look at it, it looks pretty remarkable of what it can do. I think just improve quality because, you know, you can get such, I mean, with 4K now, I mean, it looks fantastic out of a small little camera. What you're seeing on a GoPro looked like studio quality stuff like 10, 20 years ago, right? So,
well, that's what I was impressed by when I was with you on filming some footage you did. You had just a little thing, and you would need a very good reason to bring out all the big equipment.
Yeah.
Like, you would need some very good reason for anything else, because it's like, this is so good enough.
Yeah.
And I hear you're saying, so you're just going for as discreet as possible, a good image with a discreet camera.
Yeah, and we do, like, we were just out in Quebec City, Montreal, and Ottawa, and Niagara Falls, and we did a vlogging trip out there. And I used the GoPro the whole time. We brought both the GoPros. I honestly don't want to be out at Niagara Falls with this. I mean, I have a rig like that, but I don't want my big camera with a microphone. It just attracts so much attention. And when you're getting like 90% of the way there for vlogging with a GoPro, it's kind of nice. It's small. People just think you're a tourist. And that's one of the reasons I really like them. And I don't really do much action sports. My skiing and golfing that I do randomly. Probably the last time I went skiing was with you, so that's how long ago it was. But
so you didn't get the GoPro for snowboarding videos? What?
No, I didn't. I buy it, and honestly, I didn't buy. The first GoPro I bought, I wanted to make sure it had linear view on it, which was the 5, so that it didn't have the curved edges, so it didn't have that kind of fisheye lens look. That you get in action sports. I wanted the linear look, so that's when I started buying them. But so I'm kind of excited to see what is going to happen with that. Now let me why don't we switch tracks here? There's some interesting news going on yesterday. Apple I know you love Apple. You're using one right now for filming this.
Because I have to. It was my backup. Actually, it's putting out a good image in my opinion, better than I thought it would. So I won't complain.
Technical difficulties, so you're using an old iPhone for video today. But yesterday was the big Apple event. Some major announcements there. Did you have a look over the announcement?
Yeah, I didn't go deep into the announcement. I didn't watch any of it. I just got the Coles Notes. Actually, that's a Canadian term, I think, Coles Notes. I got the quick summary list of like cool things.
I don't even think Coles Notes is a thing anymore.
Probably not.
I think it was called, there was like something I know in the US it was like a different kind of notes. Is like you read that book instead of the real book in high school, and then you got the best mark because you knew more than anyone else.
Well, that's how you graduated, right?
Well, you go straight to the store after you find out what book you're reading.
And you get the Coles Notes, and it tells you everything about the book.
Yeah.
Anyway, now before they take away your grade 12 education, let's no, I did look over some of the listed things that were highlights. Some of them really stood out to me, but what were some things that stood out to you?
So we've got this article up here, and we'll have a link to it in the show notes. But the first thing I noticed when I looked at this picture that I threw up online, and sorry for all of you who are listening on the podcast, didn't the iPhone have 3 cameras? Now, I know when I go through here, the Pro or the Max or whatever does have 3 cameras on the 13, but did not the regular one have 3 cameras? I could be wrong. I don't have an iPhone. I just noticed it went back to 2 cameras.
Yeah, they had 3.
So they went back to 2 cameras, it looks like. Now, so what I like to geek out about, there's a couple things that I thought were cool. I know we talked about one of them yesterday. The one of them is for video, being able to adjust your focus point. It seems like it has a very seamless focus point that follows, which I thought was cool. Apple has amazing cameras. We'll just say that, like for a phone. So, and again, neither of us use it on a regular basis, but I will say that Apple has really good cameras. So that was one of the things that stood out. And I did watch a video last night, and this is what we were chatting about, was the refresh rate on the screen.
Yes.
Like that can adjust.
Yes. That was one of the biggest things that I was actually impressed by. I'm like, that was cool. I wasn't expecting that. Mm-hmm. So one, the iPhone 13 Pro and Pro Max will be able to go up to 120 hertz, which is cool. Like a high refresh rate thing, which is nice. but then it will also be able to go down. I believe it was down to as slow as 10 hertz or 10 frames per second.
Yeah.
So, and you could be like, well, why would they want that? Well, if you're looking at like a static web page or a static image, nothing's changing. You don't need a high refresh rate. So it allowed like the screen to only have to redraw itself like 10 times a second and not 60 or 120 times a second. So that could be a huge battery saver.
Yeah.
So that could just extend your battery life a lot.
Yeah.
And so that to me, but that was cool. That's really cool.
I agree. And I actually watched a video on YouTube last night, and they showed how because of that refresh rate, when you scroll, like it can adjust based on how fast you're scrolling, so it becomes really seamless.
Oh, actually.
So like it actually showed the hertz on the screen as they were using it, and how when they stopped it slowed down to 10, but as they were doing stuff quickly it went up to 120.
Perfect.
So yeah, you're right, that would definitely help with battery life and all that.
Yeah, like if your screen, if it's at this, I'm not sure how, I don't know if it's in software they're doing it or in hardware, but if it's the screen itself that's slowing down, that could be significant savings in just the overall battery life of the device. It could go from, I don't know, that could add, because I think they were saying that the new iPhone will last hours longer, and that could be a true statement if this tech is done right like that. So
yeah,
that's impressive.
No, for sure. Yeah. And I think pricing, you'll have to, for those of you watching, if you really, I'm not going to go through all the different specs, but pricing is very similar to before, as well as they do have some new models with higher capacity storage as well. So there's the three lenses on the Pro Max. So
there's the spider looking thing.
Yeah. There we go. So yeah, it'll be really quite interesting.
And I guess the other big thing too was the 3x optical.
Oh yes, 3x optical zoom. That'll be good. Like
that's cool.
We all like optical zoom instead of digital. I would say if you're going to use digital zoom, then just zoom in when you're editing later.
Oh, exactly.
So
yeah.
So yeah, it's Super Retina X. I can never say that.
Retina.
Now I can't even say it. Super Retina XDR display with 1,000 nits.
The French Canadian was coming out.
1,000 nits. I don't even know what a nit is. Do you know what a nit is? To me, it sounds like something you'd get on you when you're walking in the park, like a tick.
Yes.
No. Okay. Nobody knows what a nit or a tick is. Well, a tick. I hate ticks.
The brightness of one firefly. I don't know.
25% higher than last year for outdoor brightness. So that's good. It must have to do with brightness.
Well, that would mean that if it's 20% brighter, 20% more bugs are going to find you in the dark.
That's true.
so that's 20, the nits.
25% more ticks are going to find you when you're walking in the dark with your new iPhone.
That's how they measure it.
Next year, they're going to put a bug zapper in it. So the other thing, I was looking at this picture and my mind couldn't figure out what it was. I thought it was like some new Apple necklace with like an emergency button on it or something. And then I just realized it was like the Apple iWatch 7 from the side. And I was like, oh, I'm so dumb. So dumb.
You don't want the new eye necklace?
The eye necklace.
There's dynamic patterns you can draw.
The eye necklace, that'll be closer to what we're going to talk about last in this episode from Facebook.
That's true. That's true.
It's not that far off. And now Apple's out there listening to us. The eye necklace, built-in camera.
But I think they were already listening with the bug zapper feature for the new iPhone. So
that's true. So there you go, Apple. The eye necklace and the bug zapper feature. So they got the new Apple Watch 7. Apparently, it's wider screen, nicer bevels, all sorts of colors. That's all I'm going to say about that. iPad, an iPad Mini. The iPad Mini, wider.
Yeah, and it got the A13 Bionic chip, so it seems that they've beefed it up, which is not the newest chip, but it seems that they've made it better that way.
And they've same size but bigger screen. They've reduced the bevels, nice rounded corners.
Right.
There's pricing on here. This is starting at $329 for the up to there. That's the Apple 10.2, but there's all sorts of pricing on there, and I'm not going to go through all that. So yeah, some interesting stuff from Apple. I think for me the most impressive was just how, like, the camera stuff. I always kind of geek out about the camera stuff, so
Yeah.
it's yeah. Now, what's up next? We are going to be chatting more Apple, actually.
Yeah.
It's epic, though.
Yeah.
What we're going to talk about next?
It's epic.
Nothing. Crickets.
Well, it seems that it yeah. I think we've touched on this before a bit.
So the Epic versus Apple court battle. So I think that was like 4 or 5 days ago this came down. There was a ruling. Let me pull this up here. There was a ruling. Judge issues permanent injunction on App Store model in Epic versus Apple case. So the ruling came down that they are allowing game developers to, and I say that loosely, game developers, they're allowing companies, let's say, I just don't want to say game developers, to sell products through their own sites, essentially.
Yeah, through their own services,
through their own media, through their own stuff, and bypass Apple, buying stuff through Apple.
Yeah.
And the judge agreed with that. But so actually that day, Apple stocks like dropped down. I don't know how much. I'm not like that into stocks and stuff, but I saw they did go down that day. Whether they came back up after, I'm not sure. And yesterday's event probably did them some good as well. But they Epic did have to pay out some money, back pay money, I think, or got fined or something.
But it's
that they had to pay back. So
it's largely like pocket change at this point.
Yeah, it was like Epic has to pay Apple 3.65 million there, and the equivalent to 30% of 12.2 Epic earned. So I don't know. I don't want to ramble about an article, but like that's like for them, like found in the couch, or like it's just pocket change for them what they had to pay out.
Yeah, to be honest, I haven't looked at this deeply, but I feel like I've been hearing conflicting reports from people analyzing this ruling that apparently it's like Apple won most of the cases except one. And then it seems like, as you mentioned, that this could open the door for third-party marketplace selling through your own marketplace stuff rather than using Apple's payment system and giving them a cut. But I've heard conflicting reports here, and it seems not clear-cut yet exactly what's going on. So there might be room for Epic, but Epic apparently is still filing, appealing, I think, and they're continuing this. So it seems like, And then Apple, I heard said that Apple would actually spend it like it was a good thing this happened, or it actually is a good thing for them. So I'm a little conflicted.
Yeah,
it's interesting. I feel like it's not done yet.
Well, so Epic has said they're going to put Fortnite back on Apple, I think. Or it's coming back on there. They're trying to. Apparently in a tweet that came out. They're trying to do that. I mean, whatever it is.
So this tweet here, though,
70, well, them making money off of Apple, making money for Apple is making whatever it is, 70% or whatever on a little bit of revenue rather than no revenue is better than nothing.
Yeah.
In the long term.
This tweet here from the page that we have linked it says Epic has asked Apple to restore our Fortnite developer account. So, but asterisk here, Epic intends to release Fortnite on iOS and Korea, offering both Epic payment and Apple payment side by side in compliance with the new Korean law. So,
interesting.
So, because Korea, I think, had passed a new law, like already kind of what Epic was wanting.
Yeah.
So that may be just Korea right now, because it seems like Apple has to anyway for there. So which is interesting.
Mhm.
To be honest, people may hate me for this, but I am not a fan of what Epic was wanting. I'm not a fan of stores being forced to have to. I'm going to put it this way. Can I give a little analogy?
Sure.
There's probably a lot of Americans here that will understand Best Buy, right? The store Best Buy. Maybe you got them in Europe and stuff too. I don't know. But with this big computer box store, I feel like Apple, for example, has made this really nice Best Buy store. Well, they have Apple stores. Let's say they go into your physical Apple store, and it's really nice. Well, Best Buy is a better analogy because you can sell third-party stuff through Best Buy. And now someone comes in and says, "Oh no, we don't want to give you a cut to Best Buy. We want to have our products in your box store, but we also don't want to pay you for the space. Like we want to have a direct payment system." Like it's kind of like what?
Well, it's even like like YouTube, for example. If you put your content up there and you're mad that they're taking a cut from it, well, don't put your content up there. You like, where are you going to put it? They're the platform. They're the host. They need to. It's like you're paying rent to live in a building. You don't get to go work in a high rise for free. You have to pay a lot of rent to have your office in a high rise. You're paying rent to YouTube. You're paying rent to Apple. You're paying rent to Best Buy, right? So,
and if you don't like it, go build your own store. Go build your own place.
Yeah,
like go and
if you build your own high rise, then you can have your rent there for free. But
and you can offer people like 10% or 5% or whatever you want to live there. Like I'm just speaking here, like you can start that. So I think we've mentioned before, talked about this, and it sounds good to people being like, yeah, we're for the people, but it's like actually these things could turn against you in the future. You could be championing it, and it could turn against you. And so I'm gonna put it out there. I'm not for what Epic is going for here.
No, I agree.
Political.
Even if you sell on Amazon, though, like they take a cut, or eBay, or everybody wants their cut. PayPal. So like none of these services are free. So
and it's nothing wrong, I think, with going to them and being like, guys, can you bring it down? Or we're gonna try to move to a new store. We're gonna try to compete with you. Like, well, and try to wrangle with them.
And that's for them to haggle and see what kind of deal they can get. And I mean, clearly, if you're Epic, you should have a little bit more tout than if you're ABC Studios, right? I hope there's no ABC Studios.
Oh, there probably is.
There probably is. Well, ABC Studios, you deserve it as well. All the money you can get. All right. The RTX 2060 coming back. What?
Yes.
Interesting. I just bought a 3060 off a scalper. Would this have solved my problems?
So I sent you a link to an article here, and you were saying how you thought it said 3060 is coming back. Didn't I just buy one?
Okay, let me preface this. This is a 12 gig 2060, so a new version of the 2060. So not the old one, a new 2060. And I'm just going to turn on my screen there. Okay, we're all good. So a new version of the 2060.
I'm actually kind of excited for this. So this is the previous generation RTX line from NVIDIA. Of course, it's not the latest and greatest, I think, Ampere, but it's the Turing, if I'm correct. It seems to be being based upon, actually, if it's correct, possibly, this is kind of like rumors at this point, so this is for sure, but it may be being produced from modified, like basically 1660 Ti boards, and then we have 12 gigs of RAM, and this actually, so this still appeals to me. So they're doing this potentially to, it seems like they may already have excess stock of these boards that can be used for this, and they could use it to help alleviate the shortage of GPUs. Because the 2060 is still a decent card for gaming. Like, it's not bad. And maybe not for ray tracing and stuff, but it would do ray tracing. But regardless of that, it's still, because I was also looking for a 3060, but now this could fill a gap for me, because I was wanting a 3060 for actually the 12 gigs of VRAM for video editing, as well as the codec encoding decoding support, which the 2060 is going to be good for that. It has the good encoding decoding support, which I'm looking for. So for me, this is actually almost as appealing as the 3060. For my own needs.
So what they're saying is it could be ready by the end of 2021 and then debut early next year, which would be like actually pretty quick. I mean, that's only 4 months away. So
yeah,
that would be pretty cool. I think price wise, I mean, okay, pricing on video cards, that's like a whole other topic, but
as you know,
yeah. MSRP, I mean, you'd think it would be less than the 3060, which MSRP was starting at 329 US, I think. So what are we thinking? Like 279 MSRP? Somewhere in there?
That
250?
Yeah.
I mean, the 329 turns into, for the 3060 turns into 429 into 529. I think a little bit more.
You know, if they were able to release it at 249 US, that would be cool.
Yeah.
But the problem is, if there's only so many of them, it's still gonna, why sell for cheap if it's still gonna be limited? Like, it depends on how much stock they have.
Well, yeah, and what I've been reading too is, I mean, we're still in for a GPU shortage for the next little bit, but there are some plants being built. I think we may have talked about like several episodes ago about some new plants being built, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, we did, but I think we had talked about.
I know there are plants being built, yeah, and to help with that. So I don't know. It'll be kind of a cool.
And I'll note that the 2060, I think, is still like the 1060 series, and I think the 2060 as well, I think are hot sellers. Even if you look on the Steam list of popular GPUs, I think these are very high on the list, and I think they're very good for 1080p gaming. You can do like high settings, 1080p gaming. You can do 1440 as well gaming, but like they're just for the average gamer who just wants to not really think about it and it's affordable. These actually sell well.
Well, so, I can do like I can get pretty decent specs if I'm gaming on my 1070 and yourself as well. Yeah. So this would be great if you're just, I mean, if you're not going for the big 4K gaming build.
And again, when you look at the majority of monitors used on the Steam analytics there, the majority is 1080p screens. It's like largely 1080p screens. So most people are gaming on 1080p anyway.
Yeah.
So these there's some 1440p, like that's but and then 4K I think was quite limited.
You bought a 4K monitor, didn't you?
I did, and I bought it for more editing purposes, not gaming. But I actually find it too much.
Yeah,
I actually struggle with it.
Can your 1070, like, can you game in 4K? Have you tried or?
I can, but I get like 30 frames per second.
Gotcha.
So I can, and I can lower settings and get it. But
and then what would you get in 1080p gaming on the same game?
Oh, I would get like 100 frames, 120 frames per second, depending on the game. But I would get like
100 like just for like the same game. It doesn't matter what game. Like so, it's that much of a drop. Interesting. So well, yeah, it'll be interesting to see the next few months more news on this, and hopefully it helps relieve some of the shortages of GPUs. Yeah. Just on a side note of that, I'd put my name on some waiting lists on B&H for some 3060s like months ago, and I already have my 3060 that I bought, but I got 2 emails yesterday that the 3060s they're like discontinued because I was on a waiting list. So basically they cut me off the list. So either discontinued meant they're not getting them or what. Yeah, so they're probably like, no.
Okay.
So we'll see what happens there.
Yeah.
So let's jump over the next thing here. And
I may have frozen.
But, you did freeze there, Steven.
That's okay. I'm now frozen.
It's because you're filming on an Apple. Yeah, we'll just tell everyone you're standing really still.
That's fine.
All right, let's just jump on and finish this up with you frozen. Yeah. I can, regardless, that's really creepy staring at you. I'll make you small. There we go. That's better.
Yay.
So our last thing, Facebook smart glasses. Did you have a chance to look at this?
I think a little bit, yeah. And I know the thing that comes up right away, I think, is like privacy concerns and stuff like that.
Yeah. So my first thought when I saw this was, in my mind, I was thinking virtual reality type glasses where you can put hats on people's heads while you're walking down the street, and like, but it's not that at all. Like they're more Facebook sunglasses that take pictures, video. You can listen to music and make phone calls type of thing with them.
Yeah. Yeah, it seems like that I think what you're talking about is the potential for AR.
Mm-hmm.
I'm back.
Oh, you are back.
Yeah. So what happened is the phone gave a low battery warning and decided to suspend me. So we're good. I'm back. We'll just
Oh, I love technology.
Hey, anyways, we'll just leave it alone. I'm back. Okay. Yeah, so I think what it was is that they're looking more to doing like AR and stuff like that in the future, but they're just trying to get it to work apparently and see where users want to take it.
Yeah. So I think there's a little button you push. From the review I saw, I was watching last night, apparently you push the button to record video. You can record up to 30 seconds, I believe, or you hold it down to take a picture, which seemed kind of backwards. But don't quote me on that. But the quality, it's definitely seems lower quality, but like it goes like I can't remember what it's called, Ray-Ban.
Yeah, they're going through Ray-Ban.
Well, it is called, they're Ray-Ban glasses, which the glasses look really good, but they're like, I don't remember what it's called, Ray-Ban Photos or something. Regardless, Ray-Ban Stories is what it's called.
Right.
So
I can't wait till someone's like, "Nice stories, bro."
Yeah, nice Ray-Ban Stories. So
that's anyway.
Okay. So they're not like, they're smart glasses, but they're not that smart.
Yeah. They actually are more simple than a lot of people would have thought.
Yeah.
But this actually seems like a good thing because rather than overcommitting themselves to all this stuff, they can start with the basics, get them right, and it feels like they're trying to be careful about not creeping people out with security, with privacy.
Yeah, well, hence there's a little light when you're recording on the front, so you can't just walk into some changing room.
Yeah.
So the creepers so that's helpful.
Yeah. Because and it's a fair thing because it's a fair thing for a company to make glasses to do this.
Yeah.
But it's also a fair thing to be like, yeah, you want to make sure privacy stuff's done right.
Yeah.
So, and Facebook's been in hot water in the past. And it seems like they're trying to be careful. Like photos, they're saying that nothing will be automatically shared. Mm-hmm. You'll have to do that manually from a computer. Like you'll need to specifically share things. And there's nothing automatic doing that. So,
and apparently there's like a little on the arm, you can just swipe back and forth to like, I don't know if that was volume or whatever it was, like on the arm. So
to start video on that.
I don't know. There's a button on the top, but I think you can swipe on the arm. I think it was for volume or different things like that as well.
Right.
So same as these headphones I'm wearing, there's a flat face here. I can just swipe on that to adjust the volume.
Right.
So yeah, I think it's kind of interesting, kind of a first step, like you almost say a testing into the waters of smart glasses.
Yeah.
And they're fairly inexpensive a pair of Ray-Bans is a couple $100 anyway. So
well, this is a thing.
They're $299 starting at.
Yeah.
So
that seems cheap for the glasses territory of stuff because people may think that's expensive, but you're right. People who already buy glasses and stuff.
Yeah.
You know that they're pricey when you're buying stuff. So
yeah. No, for sure.
Good price.
I think so as well. Yeah. So there's a quick look at the Facebook smart glasses. I think that's going to bring us to our question of the day, which is kind of related anyway.
Yeah.
Would you wear smart glasses?
Oh, would I? I actually didn't consider that for my. Oh, so here's the thing. If I wear them, I feel like people are gonna look at me like, oh, he's wearing smart glasses. Is he watching me? Is he recording me? So at this moment, no. I think it's
You don't want
because
to be
there's
the only person. It's like it's like when the Segways were popular at Costco, the guy driving around pushing his cart with a Segway. I was like, what? In Costco.
or the only guy at church wearing tie-dye. Like
I'm not at church.
like you know.
not quite there, but close. Now I'm gonna just wear this to church just because.
With your sandals.
Yeah. Hey, in the summer when it's hot, I wear sandals.
I know, that's why I said that. I know where you're in the town where you live, sandals are a thing. So
yeah, it's funny where we live. It's totally a different
sandals are business
culture than where you live. Like we're 4 hours apart. Here in the summer, business attire is like sandals and shorts and
tie-dye.
And if you wear a suit in the summer, people like, rah. I remember I had an old manager who like moved here from the prairies and he like wore suits every day. And it was like,
and he's the odd man out.
Yeah.
You're the
like,
one
unless you're a lawyer, like people don't wear suits here. And then like you're closer to Vancouver where that's more common, but it's a little cooler and rainier there as well. So I live in the desert. Canada. I live close to Canada's only desert, and it's like tumbleweed comes by in a storm. It's pretty amazing. And then it's snowing the next day. So, yeah. So you said you would not wear them. For me, first off, my head is so wide. Most glasses don't fit me. So I have to buy really wide glasses. So it'll take 30 years before they'll make them in my size. But
the ultra wide Facebook glasses.
Yeah, I'll have to like break them apart and meld some plastic in the middle. But if they had them in my size, I don't like version 1.
Yeah.
I shouldn't say I don't like them. They're just not.
You don't have a need for them.
They're not where I would want them to be. Do I want to walk down the street and see funny faces and emojis on people's faces? That would be kind of fun. I don't know if I'd like that long term. But I can see the appeal of walking with sunglasses on and being able to have a phone conversation, or if people actually make phone calls anymore.
I'm just realizing now you can walk like version 2.0 with the AR, walking down the street, and you have like the beautify filter turned on.
Yeah, everybody looks amazing. Why, Steven, how smooth skin you have.
Ooh, you're glowing.
Yeah. Anyway. Well, leave a comment in the comment section if you are would wear smart glasses. I kind of, in my mind, think they should be like really futuristic, like the old Google one. I don't know. Google it yourself.
Little camera coming out the side.
Yeah. So. But any final thoughts today for episode 13 of the Tech ChitChat Show?
I'm glad we're back into it. I look forward to doing this each week again, and hope more people come and join us and hang out and start chatting in the live chat, and maybe answer more questions if people start coming along. And so.
Yeah, no, for sure. I'd love for people to start asking questions in the comments. Let me check, make sure there is no comments. Hey, you know what? I should also mention, so we're streaming today on YouTube. We are streaming on Twitch. Yeah. Yes, Twitch. And we're on pretty much every podcasting platform out there, even Apple Japan, I think. For all you Japanese listeners, welcome. And yeah, I think that's it for the Tech ChitChat Show, episode 13. Thank you so much for joining us today. Until next time, take care and happy teching. Bye.